Hello, this is Deanne Hermes welcoming you to our second part of our tutorial video on using Gmail. Today we're going to really take a look at your inbox. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. Let's start with our navigation bar on the left-hand side. So when you're looking over here, yesterday we talked about the compose button. The next thing, this next button over here, the inbox, this is going to be the one you're probably going to refer to the most. Whenever you want to get back, you're in the middle of viewing this, viewing that, whatever it's going to be, and you want to get back to your inbox. I just quickly come over here sometimes and it brings me back to this view. Now, when you click on any of these features on your navigation bar, however many emails are in that category, you're going to notice a small little box, a small little number over here. So this is going to tell you that currently I have 52 emails in my inbox. If I had some starred ones, let's go ahead and click on my starred ones. It's going to pull up, I have two, and you can see it pulls them up for me right here. I'm going to show you when we open up how you can snooze emails so that you can come back to them tomorrow if you don't have time for them today, and they'll re-show up in your inbox. Your sent emails. I use this one quite often. So I don't know why, but there's many a times when I need to refer back to something I sent. And so this will pull up all of your sent emails, and it starts from the newest and goes backwards. And then yesterday we talked about your drafts. So these are any emails that you have started to compose and that you haven't concluded yet. You will find them here. You just click on them and you can continue with that email and then send it when you're ready. Now there is a lot more. There's a lot more information that can be added into your navigation bar. If you click on the little arrow, you're going to see a lot more things that pop into here. I'm not going to draw your attention to all of these right now, except a couple. So the scheduled email, yesterday I showed you how you can schedule an email to send the next day. If you're looking for that once you schedule it, you're like, where did it go? I want to go in and make a change to that. It is going to be found under scheduled. Sometimes all email can be really helpful. This will pull everything that's in your box into one place, whether it's starred or not, starting again from the newest and going backwards. Your trash, just kind of a side note, you can trash email and it will go away. However, we do archive all email in the district just because of public records requests and other such things. So just know that your trash, you can come back into your trash for, I think the default term is like 30 days, and you can still find things in your trash can, but it is managed in a district archive as well. All right, so I'm going to make this a little bit less busy on this side. And let's go ahead, come back to our inbox, and let's continue across the top navigation tools over here. So this one over here, if you select this, it's going to select every single email that you have in your inbox. So let's say you're a brand new year, you want to start all over again. You can select everything, delete them. You can select everything, report them as spam, hopefully not. You can select everything and archive everything. Now, once you archive something, actually, let's talk about that for a second. Once you archive something, it comes into your all mail. And so just know it doesn't mean it's going away. It just means it's pulling it out of your inbox and it's putting it somewhere else. And all of that can be found in your all mail, just in case you accidentally archive it and you don't know how to retrieve it again. Okay, so and then you probably saw you just uncheck it to deselect everything. Carrot Top, if you want to find everything that is starred, go ahead and click on that, and then it will highlight in your list of emails all of those things that you have starred, all of those things that are read, unread, etc. So that's how you would kind of use that tool. It's really helpful if you're trying to sort through and find things. Okay, moving across the top, we have some other features. So we have, if there's an email you want to report it as spam, make sure you have that email selected, and then you would report that as spam. So let's go ahead and let me find one here. These are from my Canvas course. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to go ahead and report that as spam. And now it moved that into my spam box. So I can come out here, notice how there's the number one there. There's one message in there. I'm going to click on that. I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to revert it back because I don't really want that to be reported as spam, or It might not, except sometimes when you report something as spam, then email will say anything that comes from that source, we're automatically going to put it in your spam box and mark it as spam. So you want to be really cautious how you use that. But over here, if I click on this envelope mark as read, I can click on that mark as read, or I can click on mark as unread. And so this happens in most of your emails that you can do, whether you're in your inbox or wherever you happen to be. Okay, so as soon as I select that, then notice I have a not spam. So now I can come back. All right, going to go back to my inbox. I'm going to select something so we have our tools show back again. And so again, you can, if you don't even want to read this, but you want to mark it as read, sometimes because of the way we'll organize our email, I'll show you that in a little bit. You don't want it to be at the top of your list, but you don't want it to go away too. You can just mark it as read. I had mentioned to you the snooze button. So let's say that I got this email and I'm like, oh, I just don't have time to deal with this today. It's important. I need to get back to it, but it's going to have to wait until tomorrow. You can snooze that email. And when you do, it's going to ask you, when do you want to come back to it? I want to come back to it tomorrow at 8 a.m. And so now it takes it off of your list and it goes into the snooze. So if I click on that, there it is again, but it's no longer over here. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., Google will move that email from your snooze folder back into your unread folder. So that's a pretty handy tip. I use that quite often because it helps me to feel like I'm not overwhelmed by some of my email that I just know I can't get to on that day, but I know I need to. Okay, so some other features here really quickly. You can come and click over here if you want to add it to your taskbar. So that's your toolbar over here on the right. We'll get to that another time. Move to when we start setting up labels, those will appear over here on your navigation bar. You can set up labels. So I have some labels that say when I get things from library, I need to put all of those emails over here because I need to keep them. I can't get rid of them, but I still need to be able to access them if I need to. So that's what this is about. Again, we'll get to that in a different tutorial. And then labels, those are the labels. This is another way to add something to your labels. And then again, anytime you see those three little dots, make sure you click on them if you're looking for something because it's going to give you some more features. All right. Let's go ahead and keep going over here and you will notice this is the number of emails. So you can see that I have 61 emails sitting in my inbox right now. And I have it set up so that I have only 50 that show up on one page. And there's a feature, there's a setting that you can go to that will change that. So in my regular email account, I have it set up to 100. So I have 100 that show up on one page. And then you just click the arrow and it will get you to the next page or more like 6 pages in my box. Okay. And then let's come up to settings. So we're going to look for the little gear, and these are the settings for your inbox account. Let's go ahead and click on those. And once we're in settings, this is going to give us quick settings. So this is all we're going to look at today. And but in the next video, we're going to talk about all settings and some other features that are really important for you to know with your email account. So when we first look at this, in terms of density, what do you want your page to look like? Some people like to have more emails, the better. You can make it compact and it will just grab as many emails as possible to put them all in one page. Comfortable adds a little bit more space in between. You can change the theme. So if you want to have a different theme on your page, you can go ahead and change the theme so it's not all of a white background. You can come in and change it weekly or whatever you kind of feel like doing. Inbox type. So I want to take a minute to talk to you about this because this is truly an important feature when it comes to organizing your email. So I'll show you how to put this label on a little bit later, but this is an important label. So for example, I have emails that come from the superintendent. I have those emails marked as important so that if those come in, they're automatically flagged with this symbol and they automatically go to the top of my email list. So there are just some that I want to know immediately when those emails come through because that means kind of critical. I need to look at that immediately. You can set it up so that you have unread emails show up first. And so sometimes when I'm going through my emails, if I don't have this selected, I'll have like the first 5 are already read. And the way you can tell that they're read is that they get grayed out. When they haven't been read, you'll notice there are these dark black, which means you haven't read those yet. And so you can put unread first. Starring is really a handy way to be able to indicate different levels of importance in your email. So you will notice over here on the left-hand side, let's go ahead and look at the flag and let's look at the star. So on the left-hand side, if an email is really important, I just click on that and it's going to go ahead and star that. And when I click on those, then if I click over here on starred first, those are going to automatically go to the top. It's going to pull them out of my email and it puts everything else below that. So then I just kind of start getting in the habit of, okay, when I come in, I can see, oh, that's right, I needed to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that. Or if you want those important emails to come first, if you click on this one, yep, there we go. It will pull that one up as important first. And like I said, in a different tutorial, I will show you how we can go in and filter your emails so that you can filter it by people so that these labels automatically get put on that person. So if it comes from a certain person, then it will flag it as that and it will automatically put that at the top of your email. So that's a pretty handy feature. Okay, and then there's several other features here. You can play around with those. Your reading pane, this just will change whether you have space below your inbox or whether you have space on the side of your inbox. Oftentimes for people who use features like the Google Chat feature, that way you can have chat be below or you can have Google Chat be on the side of your inbox so that you have almost like two windows happening at one time. So those are a couple of those features. I don't want to have a split, so I'm going to take that off. Now there is one other one that I want to draw your attention to here in the settings. And this one, I don't know, I go back and forth whether I like it, whether I don't like it. But notice right here in this top email that I have a number 3. That number 3 tells me that when I open this up, there are 3 different emails within that one. So that means that it's what we call a conversation view, where it went to one person, it went back, and then it went back to another person. And so I have three different kind of chains within there, chains of events. Now, if I want to have those lumped together, then I am going to keep down here at the bottom this conversation view checked. And that way it will keep all of the emails that are kind of on the same thread of somebody received this and then you reply and somebody and you go back and forth. Sometimes I've gotten threads of like 15 to where I get lost in them and I worry that I'm going to overlook somebody and not get an important email because it's lost in the thread. That's why I say I kind of go back and forth. If that's the case, you can uncheck the conversation view. And as soon as you do that, it breaks everything into individual emails. And so now I no longer have that email with a number 3 on it. It has completely broken it up. But also know that it goes into your organization scheme, whatever that is. So right now I have the newest email at the top all the way down to the older emails at the bottom. So if there was a thread and somebody replied here and they had replied, a week ago, I'm going to have to go through all my emails to kind of keep track of those different threads that happen. So I think there's positives for each side, it just kind of depending on what you want to do with that. So I'm going to head back to my inbox and now I have, hold on, I'm going to get things back. All right, so here we are back here. I'm going to go ahead and enable my conversation view again, just because I like to have that showing. And now I'm back to having my numbers appear back on there again. So I just wanted to draw your attention to those several little things. One other thing I want to show you before we finish up with this tutorial for today is when I click on my email to open this, I have several options within here for what I want to do. So I can star this email from within if I open it up. I can click on these three dots again, which gives me a lot of features within this email. So these are really important. If you want to forward this on to somebody, you can go ahead and click this and it will open up a box for you to forward it to another individual. I can click on this if I want to print. You have two different print options. So you can click on these three little dots and you could click print, and it's going to show you that you're loading your preview. Here's what it's going to look like when I go to print it. It opens it when you click print from that view. When you click these three dots and print there, it opens it up in a new window for you. When you click print here, opens it up again from a new window. So two different ways of printing off something if you want to print your email off. And a couple other features, you can delete this message from in here. So I won't go through all of these. You can probably look at these yourself, but and then the reply. And if you want to reply to this, you can reply. There will be a reply all if there's more than one person who was on that email. Now, I'm going to go ahead and come down here. I want to delete this. I don't want that on there. This is the original email I opened. You can also reply and forward from the bottom of that email too. So there's several different places that you can take a look at what you want to do. If you want to get some more information, some more details about who sent you the different email and what that information was, you can get that from here. Another suggestion is when you hover over the name of the email that came to you, you're going to be able to see what that email address was. There's a reason why I want to show you that. So back in my inbox, if I again hover over the email, I can look and see. Now, I mention this because we've been having a lot of issues in the district with spam emails that come through. We've had a lot of people making reports of they think they're getting an email from so-and-so at the high school. However, that person in the email is asking them for money or asking them to do something kind of weird. And if you come back and you hover over that email, even though it says that person's name, then if it is a spam email, you're going to notice a different email address here. So if in doubt, take a look just by hovering. Don't open it, just take a look, and you can see if that looks suspicious or not. Okay, so that was some more information about your inbox. Next time we're going to take a look at your settings, and I'll show you how to set up your signature and several other features, that are basic to your Gmail account. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.